So the captain of the gold team couldn't do it. Can the captain of the black team? Craig Newman, 26. He is a kitchen installer. Currently, he is the captain of a winning team. The black team are 3 wins to the gold team's 2 wins. And here is his opponent at age 33, a network engineer. It is Daniel Conn fighting for the gold team. He must be nervous. 10 weeks of training with the challenge boxing built up to this one moment. 3 rounds to grit your teeth. Put everything you've learned with the challenge, excellent coaching team into practice. Who's your money on? So, nearly every fight tonight in the first 10 seconds has started out absolutely blistering pace. Let's see if this one's any different. No. And it's Conn in the gold, Newman, the captain of the black team, in the black. It's Newman now, but Conn coming back at him. He's got him in the corner. Conn, but Newman now really working the body. Referee just briefly stops them. And now the fight continues. Newman made connection there with a right jab. The audience very much getting behind them. Craig Newman in the black, just testing the distance a bit, throwing a few feints. He made connection there. Conn just had to readjust his head guard. Lovely swing by Conn, but unfortunately didn't make contact. Fortunately for Newman, it didn't. Well, it started out just like the other fights, but round 1 in general has definitely been a lot calmer. Both fighters fighting fairly wisely, but it's Conn there that's landed a 1-2 to the head of Newman. Newman just staggered back briefly, and Conn just has to sort out his head guard, because Newman landed an uppercut that seemed to, it may have been a jab, whatever it was, it knocked the head guard up slightly. The head guard has been readjusted. Conn again landing a good right jab on the chin of Newman. I think it's a bit too close to call currently. Let's have to see what happens in round 2, but round 1 overall, probably the calmest opening round we've seen so far of all the fights tonight. One thing that does mean is the boxers, assuming they're all fit and healthy, are going to have quite a bit more energy, so we may see things crank up into the second and third rounds. Goal corner just drying the face of their man. It's very hot here tonight, making the fighters quite sweaty. The bell sounds for round 2. It's been fairly even Stevens so far, but we'll see how the second round goes. Both fighters here landing very powerful blows to the body and the head. Newman in the black, Conn in the gold. Quite evenly matched fighters here. Very interesting to see which way this one goes. Conn just lands a small jab on Newman's chin. It didn't seem to rock him too much. Precision beats power and timing beats speed. Both fighters still very much sizing each other up. Conn just getting a couple of jabs in there. The audience very much rooting for both fighters. So far, a much more cautious second round. Just keeping the distance. The bell sounds for the end of round two. Just one more round to go. Still very even, a difficult one to call. The judges could have a job on their hands here. All the others have been fairly clear cut. Unless something drastic happens in round three, I can't say I'd like to put my money on either fighter. So it's Conn and Newman. Conn in the gold, Newman in the black. Craig Newman is the captain of the black team. The gold captain did not win. Let's see if Craig Newman can do any better. This fight becoming quite a bit more tactical. Certainly not a brawl. And it's Newman that lands a right-hand jab to the chin of Conn. Newman covers up and retorts with an overhand right, partially a hook, partially an overhand, but it didn't quite make contact. Newman still swinging at Conn. This was going to be a very interesting one to see. I'd say that in these last few seconds, either fighter with a quick flurry, a good few combinations, could possibly swing the fight in their favour. It's that close. Newman again, taking on Conn, and there goes the bell. They touch gloves, and I really have to say, I would not like to call that one. It's going to be very interesting to see which way it goes. Every time you very briefly thought perhaps it was going one way, the other fighter would immediately retaliate and send a combination into the body or the head of the other fighter. Possibly the third round maybe might have been Newman's. He just seemed to land a couple more shots. He's celebrating in his corner. I don't know if he thinks he's won it. If he has, it's been very close. The Golds really need this win. It would even the scores. It'd make it 3-3 if the black corner wins. it would be 4-2 to the black corner. Perhaps Newman might be giving it just. It's too hard to call. I think that third round maybe was Newman's. It might swing it that way. Let's see. It is Newman. Excellent performance from both fighters.